Hey guys, I've been watching some more Terra Online, and I was looking at Skyrim, and I had an idea, or not Skyrim, I'm sorry, Sky Garden. I'm going to give you a real quick refresher on that. It's unbelievably beautiful, and then I'm going to take you through the thought process and the cool stuff that I found. So here we go. Once again, what you're looking at is Sky Garden. And there's going to be a cutscene that shows you. I really like this particular guy. He's Korean, of course. We can't get any Westerners to actually look up at the terrain. There's one guy that did a tutorial supposedly showing off the city, and you would glance up for literally a second at a time. But this is Sky Garden. This is the insane beauty of Sky Garden. And this is the format that I'm looking. I don't want to copy it, but it definitely has inspired me. Now, if you go back, you're going to see a lot of understructure. If it goes back and plays for me. And what I'm doing is I'm going to be basically showing off that understructure. Okay. Anyways, here we go. So I was looking at the 3D structures there, and I'm like, ornaments would work really, really well. And I was looking for this kind of stuff. This is unbelievably cool. I can do the most exquisite work around stuff like this. If you've seen my elven roof, matter of fact, I'll even put this by the elven roof. Actually, I think the elven roof's over here. You can see all the detail work. Now imagine if I were to do this in a circle, like around this, you could see where you could do some really incredible stuff with that, right? So I was looking for stuff like this, and I totally failed. But in failing, I opened up a whole new realm of possibilities. And I'm going to talk you through the whole thought process. They had a massive amount of money off. Now, a lot of making cool terrain has to do with timing. It has to do with knowing what you're looking for, being fast on your feet, and changing up your plans and running with it. So what I came up with was this. These are shatterproof black plastic balls, which are really nice. Balls are like a really hard thing to, believe it or not, they're a hard thing to come across to use in your builds, except around Christmas time because of ornaments and whatnot. And the other thing is, it's really important, you'll see it upside down there, I'll twist around, shatterproof. That means these are made out of plastic. That means two very important things. One, they're not going to break on you, and two, more importantly, you can put them through your saw and you can cut them in half and get 2 half balls out of it. And they're much smoother. See how cool that is? How smooth that is? Now, here is the thought process that I had while looking at these. First of all, all this here, I got for $2.80. It was like 90% off at, I want to say Home Depot, it's not, Hobby Lobby. So for $2.80, I got all these. Now what are these going to do? What are these going to do for me? I'm going to turn these into power sources that are going to go underneath my Sky Garden decks. And because I like evil, I'm going to paint on here purple lightning. Okay, so it's going to look like there's this void lightning ball power source underneath all of my decks, working as an anti-gravity engine to hold it up. And I've got 2 for really large decks, 4 for my medium decks, and 6 for my small decks. And those are going to be my centerpiece detail work to those decks. And for $2.80, I've got some of the coolest looking terrain you could, really realistically possibly want or expect out of yourself. And I got it for $2.80, not even $3. Now these pieces here, these I'm planning on using on the upper levels where the flying buttresses come together. I'm actually planning on doing a second story where these could be utilized. I may not use them, I may use them, I'm not sure. However, if Ben over at Tabletop Gaming wants to do something similar to mine, but he doesn't want to look the same, these can become his power sources underneath his decks. Okay? Now, I was driving along to my next location looking for more cool stuff for this, and I was like, well, how am I going to support this? I don't really have any clear, transparent stuff or anything like that. And then I thought, well, if this is acting as my power source to hold it up, it could also act as a power source to physically hold it up. Now, what do I mean by that? Dowel rods. I'm going to have dowel rods, I'm going to paint them black, and then I'm going to do up the same void lightning electricity format on here over here. And then what I can do is I can do a fancy base coming down that these dowel rods will slip right into, and then when you look at it, it's going to look like it's being supported by these black pillars of void lightning. So how cool is that, huh? And then this I picked up for $6, or pardon me, almost $7. So basically for $10, if I just wanted to stop there, I could get just this and these as all of my really super cool detail pieces for $10. So that's really incredible. And then, like I said, if I use these, then that's another like $3. So for $12, I can make just a showcase looking table with these. And also, if you look at this, at the style of this, I can paint up everything from that circle up as stone and everything from that circle down as stone, and still do black void lightning as a power source there on the top, okay, which would really pull it all together. I may, since I've got 12 here, I may run back and get one more of those, and then everything will have the same top, but it'll have bigger balls on the bottom, giving it more power to hold it up. And I can also run with even thinner dowel rods for small offshoot decks. So here is what you can do to make really cool terrain for very, very cheap. Like I said, $12. And if this turns out half as cool as I think it's gonna be incredible. Now, some other things that I picked up. That bad boy right there is going to be my Cthulhu. It's a Hydra dragon. It's a water dragon. How cool is that? Right? Paint job's pretty slick. It's a little bit powerful. I may keep it. I may get rid of it. I don't know. That was expensive. I used my 40% off on that, but it still ran like $12. But I mean, look at the size of that. There's my hand. It's as big as my hand, pre-painted, and look at the detail. It's got teeth. It's just gorgeous. So that's going to go with my Cthulhu Water Army. And then for $1, I picked up this shark. Looks kind of, a little bit wanky, but you know what? I can paint that up to make it look meaner, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, why did I pick up forks? I'll tell you why. Forks have a very interesting, they've got the tines, they've got these flaps, they've got useful handles that you can use for other things. There's all sorts of things you can use for them, but most importantly, this is a different size. You can pick up like a 48 pack of full-size forks for $1, and then I picked up this 24 pack for small, but you now have two different sizes to work with. You've got double the sculpture possibilities here. So now if you wanted to run with something really cool with like a big multi-pronged thing, and then break it down with something smaller, now I've got that smaller size to work with. And if you want to break it down again, you can go with like a full-sized one, then cut the full-size forks outside tongs off. That gives you like a thinner version. Then you've got this, and then you can cut the side tongs off. That gives you a thinner version of that, which gives you a ton of versatility to your builds. Okay, so this is just some of the stuff that I picked up. I wanted to share with you how I go through the creative process of problem solving from looking for something like that, going to something noticeably, significantly different, and yet coming up with something that was superior. I believe it'll look superior in the end than the original concept that happened. So this is just how I go through the creative process. I also like to, point out deals where I can find deals for you guys. But remember, post-holidays is your friend. Always think in terms of how you can take whatever holidays themes are and applying them to your armies. Like the next one's maybe Easter. Everybody thinks Tyranids. Well, also with those eggs, you can do some really cool Tau stuff. Interesting holding tanks. Interesting radar dishes, all sorts of things. So always think creatively and look at the holidays and what they can do for your hobbying for you. So this was my my little steal and and going out for the day. Always remember your 40% offs no matter where you go. Always look for sales. The one thing I might have done differently is I might have done this in PVC instead. It might have been cheaper, I'm not sure. But PVC I don't think warps as much as wood does, but I think these won't be long enough that it'll matter. So this is turning into way too long of a ramble, but I'm very excited about the potential that these pieces bring to the table with looking at Sky Garden. So hope you guys enjoy it. And once again, too, this doesn't have to be seen as magic. This can be seen as technology. So this can totally apply to 40K. It can apply to D&D, fantasy, Star Wars, 40K. It just depends on how you want to explain it. Is it magic or is it technology? So there you go. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope I inspired you guys to look at things in a different light and hopefully build the prize terrain you've always wanted to make for yourself. Love you guys. Bye-bye.